Pinkham. This is the Tai Chi Fit, Tai Chi for Veterans, Bamboo Fusion Flow Experience. There's nothing to do or learn. Thanks for tuning in. You can join in the Zoom room on taichifit.net, and it's streaming on Facebook and YouTube. So you can subscribe, like, follow us, connect with me on LinkedIn, and watch on demand anytime. And we'll just go ahead and get started. So come on up. And from the beginning, it's pink clouds, golden sunlight streaming, standing on the mountain, rising in the morning, looking up to the dawn, and letting go will sink the chi, grounding, centering. There's nothing to do or learn. You can just follow along, getting into the present moment, opening the body, opening the breathing, settling down, slowing down, waking up. Spring here in Ohio, so I've got daffodils and crocuses and pussy willows and snowdrops budding in the garden. The hands float up like strings from a puppet, and the feet are hips width, shoulder width apart. And then you can allow your body to collapse like a chain link and expand and open, drifting up and releasing, letting go, surrendering to the flow. Don't push the river. And then sink in, root down, and reach up, expanding. You might feel your thighs shake or burn. And you can stay wherever you're comfortable. Rise up, and then let that wash away. Opening and closing. And then settling back in, sinking down, and reaching up. And then this just drifts like petrified wood, floating down, side to side, shifting weight from one foot to the other foot. And then it's a heel tap, hand over heel, preparing. We're breaking it down for strum the pipa. You can grab your harp or your guitar. The two hands float over the hip, and you strike that pose. We're going to dive in, get ready to dig in the garden, warming up the base of the body. It's the central circle. You can go as low or stay as high and comfortable. And then reverse the circle, rising up, following it down to the core of the earth and through the front of the body. Then we're going to widen the stance and then gather and prepare to send your bow and arrow. So you can either release and squat down, all together. Warrior position, strength and protection. And stay in your wide stance. We're going to expand and look out across the sky, opening the back, shoulders, side of the body, and then switch directions and reverse your circle. Take flight. This is like the wingspan of a giant bird reaching out. Then back to the center, and we're going to warm up the base of the body like chewing gum, warming up the hands. The hands float in, and then we're going to step. Brush the sky as if your arms are calligraphy, ink across the sky, writing your name with the brush strokes. And then you just rewind and roll everything over to the other side and fold and release. Rising with the tide, letting the wind gently press the body across the sky again. It's a continuous motion, so you just circle back and press from the back foot all the way out the brush stroke from your fingertips. And then we'll take this into Tai Chi swimming. It's a backstroke, one side at a time, opening to the back corner, pressing forward. And then you can imagine the water behind you tossing a wave. Your shoulder completes the stroke over your head, and then switch, alternating side to side, forward and back. And then the hands join into this moon rising over, and then the moon beams tip on one side, either side, opening the side and the waist and the chest. And it just carries over naturally to the other side, opening and dripping. One hand to the chest, and then we'll reach out, pulling ourselves to shore. Stretch, grab your toe rope, pull yourself in, and then drop, anchor to the side triangle. And you're lifted up from that invisible puppet string from above, suspended. We reach out to the other side and then drop wherever your hand goes. Let your body, you can go a little bit deeper, hang out a little bit longer, and then lift yourself back up, line yourself back up. Natural upright alignment, head over, chest over, hips, the base of the body like a tripod, connected, rooted, and then the whole spine rotates around that central equilibrium. One of my favorites, wave hands like clouds. And the hand just stretches out like wind, filling up the sail, shoulders release, eyes following the fingertips, watching beyond, and then release your anchor and switch directions. White clouds passing blue skies and the sunshine on your face. promise of spring. Oh, roll that around, opening and expanding, and then release. And we're going with the flow, slowly, side to side. It's a little bit of a wider stance if you have the space. And then reversing, rising so that we can sink down and expand, reaching up. It's a continuous motion. Nice wide circle. The snake creeps down through the grass like the hands of the Milky Way. And come up and let that go, side to side, closed to open, nice and wide. And we're going up, dropping in and down and around. Whole body, and then everything comes in. And because we've expanded, now we contract, and then we reach out and we become this Tai Chi symbol. The white crane spread its wings. It's a toe touch. This is an empty stance. So I'm preparing to balance, spread my wings, touch the water, test the temperature, and then I'll be ready to dive in, go fishing, fold at the waist, and return. Switching directions, spreading the wings on the other side, fold and return, upright, balanced, and then we're going to go a little bit further and everything comes in. So the foot comes up and we practice our balance. Tree pose, grounded, natural alignment, practicing balance, testing ourselves, getting in condition. We're prepared, centered and grounded, rooted and upright. Okay, and we're going to go into the seize the bird's tail. So it's a moon to ward off, transition, roll it around, embrace your moon on either side, the other side now. The defense, bottom hand comes up to protect you, force field. And then we're going to get out of our way, yielding, rolling back, rolling along this river, getting into flow, gentle rhythmic motion, rotate and embrace, soften, melting, fluid. It's forward, diving in, tossing ourselves in the wave, roll back and then press into the corner, take a little space, a wider stance, press, and then come back, opening and closing, shifting weight. And roll that around. Ah, these are sticky hands. They had the push hand competition at the Arnold last weekend here in Columbus. People came from all over the world to do this push hands. It is a two-person combative, but all of the motions and push hands come from this 8 movements here, 8 directions. So we can connect virtually, and it's like we're together going back and forth in this playful dance, passing and then receiving, practice for listening. And then we open the heart, open the window, and all together, streaming, shifting, getting into this flow, opening across the body, sending out and then in, and we'll rise up, head to toe, reaching from the top of the fingertips down to the core of the earth, lifting up and then releasing spring-loaded joints, and then the bubbling well sends out into this grateful flow, connecting, opening, rolling, lifting up, and then releasing. Roll that around to the center from the inside, sending in all directions gratefulness. Ah. And that's the Monday morning Bamboo Fusion Flow Show. And I'm Julia Pinkham. I do have a positive thought for us for today. I've been referencing this 11 Habits of Supremely Happy People. And the first 3, just to review, they slow down to appreciate life's little pleasures. They exercise, like we just have together. They spend money on other people. That's the tip for the day. Research shows that spending money on other people make you much happier than spending it on yourself. This is especially true of small things that demonstrate effort, such as going out of your way to buy your friend a book that they know they will like. So come back in 2 weeks, because next Monday I will be doing Tai Chi on the beach. So I have canceled my regular Monday morning 11:30 flow show, but I will look forward to having you in 2 weeks and be renewed and refreshed and relaxed and continuing to get into flow. Thank you so much for coming, and welcome back. Sure. Oops.